things are starting to get heated up even further for Johnny Somali.
Absolutely terrible for the
Like Johnny
disrespectful
Somali.
IRL streamer who's now stuck in South Korea because he just got hit with
Like Johnny
another
Somali.
deepfake charge, which adds an
Wait,
additional
another deepfake charge?
years of potential prison time in South Korea, which means the grand total of prison time that he's currently facing is 31 years in a South Korean prison. And he just admitted all the attempts.
Wait, why did he make another deepfake? Why did he make another deepfake? Wait, what? How? Who's deepfake? Why?
Of potential prison time in South Korea, which means the grand total of prison time that he's currently facing is 31 years in a South Korean prison. And he just admitted all the attention he's currently getting isn't even worth it anymore.
In the long run, do you think that it is worth it?
At this point, no.
I mean, come on. Congratulations, you played yourself. Overall, harassing strangers in public should never be incentivized in general, but massive skill issue because you simply picked the worst countries to do it. Maybe not the worst, but definitely terrible countries to be doing this streaming in, because let's be real.
To be fair, this is the only way you stop this kind of this kind of like behavior is you make it so that it's just not worth pursuing.
If he was doing this in the US, most likely he would be out on bail and he would only get a slap on the wrist for any trials that he actually went to. And I guess for some reason this absolute moron still operates like he's in the US.
Yeah, I did. Good, how about you?
Good, can't complain. Currently recording this video in a business center in Weston and Boston because I'm currently traveling, but news happened, so here we are. But I mean, hey, I'm only stuck in a Weston business center temporarily. Johnny is stuck in South Korea for the foreseeable future. Because I mean, right after the trial I
31
watched, he was
years.
playing it
How
cool.
old is
He was
this
like,
guy? He's gonna
nothing's
leave
really gonna
Korea in
happen
his
to me.
60s at
Nothing
this
ever
point.
happens. I'll be out in no time. A couple
He's
months
gonna be
later,
stuck there till
he's
he's
lost
60 years
lawyer.
old.
He's still stuck there. And new charges are dropping pretty much monthly at this point. I don't know if he's gonna get let off the hook as quickly as he thought. So it now seems like reality is really starting to set in with this guy, as his only friend and financial supporter is starting to get extremely fed up with him as he's getting more and more charges. But at this point, most people know the story. Absolute moron goes to
Oh, I heard about how Hank potentially was the one that called the police on him, cause he's been like, Hank has been getting mad at him because he keeps buying alcohol, apparently.
and gets in a whole bunch of trouble
And like
there.
it's become a real his alcoholism has become a real big problem
in
between the
Japan.
two.
Absolutely does not
Like when
learn
they
his
argue
lesson.
about
Goes to Israel, gets detained a bunch, gets a bunch of threats, ends up doing something that gets him permanently banned on his only platform that he actually makes good money from, which is Kick, and then he ends up fleeing Israel while still permanently banned from Kick. What does he do? Absolutely still does not learn his lesson. He then goes to South Korea, rinse and repeat, does the same thing all over again. Now, facing 31 years in prison because clearly he has still not learned his lesson. And nobody feels bad for him whatsoever because he has not learned his lesson whatsoever. He's just been given way too many chances to, you know, pack things up and pivot the way he's making content.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like it's obvious he's never gonna change. So why would they let him back on the platform? He wants to keep doing the same
Instead,
content.
he just continues to double down. Even after admitting the attention is not worth it, he still wants the attention. And a lot of people have been asking me, hey, why isn't he currently arrested in South Korea? Well, South Korea apparently operates very differently, especially when it comes to foreigners. Apparently, they don't want to spend the taxpayers' money on taking care of Johnny. They want to put that burden to provide for himself on Johnny. So now, Johnny essentially is homeless, except for Hank. He is now a burden to Hank and Hank's family because I guess Hank thinks it's a good idea to continue to pay for him. Because Hank, for some reason, thinks that's the right thing to do, even though, as you'll see, it's destroying his life as well.
I don't know why Hank is so willing to do all this for this guy, especially since the guy is avidly, like, racist towards Koreans, really a douche towards their people. And not only that, but he's like cruel to Hank himself. I'm just confused on why he's like so okay with all this.
Johnny is a sinking ship and he's dragging everyone he can down with him. Because Johnny is stuck in Korea for the foreseeable future. He cannot leave Korea until all of his court cases are done, all of his time is served, and all of his fines are paid. Then he can finally leave. So until recently, he's had 5 charges that stuck and then 1 that got dismissed. 2 of them are misdemeanors. 2 of them are obstruction of business felonies, which hold a maximum of 5 years each in prison. Then you have 1 deepfake charge, which has a maximum of 10.5 years in prison. And just now, they added another deepfake charge, which adds another 10.5 years of potential prison time in South Korea. So he's now facing a maximum of 31 years in prison. And I guess after all this, he's slowly starting to realize that he's ruined his life.
I talked to my mom this week.
I mean, no
and she was,
duh.
like, really
He's
just,
so.
like,
By the way, it's not that he already figured it out. He's still slowly realizing. You understand? He's not quite fully there yet.
to stop drinking. Like it's ruining your life. You're 24. You know what I mean? You don't need to be drinking and doing this crazy because you know what I mean? Like alcohol is definitely the reason why I've done so many great. And it's do not back down, never give up. It's not backing down, never giving up. It's about just bettering yourself as a person. I think I'd truly be a better person if I didn't drink alcohol.
Shut your ass up, no. You don't try to blame alcohol for your shitty actions. That was all you. Alcohol had nothing to do with it.
I feel like it.
Even in my absolute most diabolical of drinking binges, have absolute no. What is this whole stupidity of alcohol is this magic potion that as soon as I drink it, I Jekyll and Hyde and turn into this monster? No,
it doesn't bring
stupidity is what it is.
to my life. You know what I mean?
Take responsibility for your own damn actions. Yeah, if you're freaking drunk, if you're all boozy, you're gonna be a lot ballsier. You're gonna be a little bit less. You're gonna be more influenced. So you're definitely gonna be a little bit less. Let's say your thought process is gonna be considerably less effective. Let's say. Because of course you're drunk. You're not gonna think things through entirely all the way through. You get me? You're gonna be too damn drunk and too damn lazy to think things through necessarily. But that doesn't mean that like every single I am an alcoholic, therefore every single action amongst several months, multiple times a day, with or without alcohol, like no, it's stupid. Now you're just trying to like come up with an excuse, like any excuse for you, like, not to admit that you're a terrible person.
Make good content without drinking alcohol, like, easily.
When Johnny is sober, he actually has some fairly reasonable takes. But that didn't really last for too long because, according to 15 Minutes of Shame, 1 single hour later, he was already drunk streaming.
Come party with us.
It's a quiet hour, though.
Okay, you like Diddy?
Yeah, I like Diddy.
You like this song?
Wait. Outside, I couldn't hear either.
Then come here and sit with us.
Dude, you bought another one?
No, it's the same one we had.
No, it's not.
Ace it is.
You finished the last one.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I'm lying to you. It isn't one.
Yeah, see, it like, that, like, come on, dude. This guy, I'm not saying that, like, oh, it is what it is. Both of these people are, like, bad people. They're both just garbage people. Hank less so. I think Hank is just wildly gullible. More than anything, right? In his own way, he's a bit of an idiot too. But at the end of the day, it's like this guy is like trying to help you by giving you a place to stay. He hired you a lawyer, which he didn't need to. If I was you, I would have stayed with the public defender and saved some money, but sure. He hired you a lawyer, he's giving you a place to stay, he's feeding you. I'm pretty sure if it wasn't for his Wi-Fi, you wouldn't be able to stream very well. So, like, there's, like, all kinds of freaking, like, benefits you're getting from this friendship, and, like, you can't even, like, be honest with him with, like, buying a freaking bottle. And by the way, I don't even think it's like money wise, because these freaking like it's in South Korea, bro. Like this freaking bottle. What is this bottle? This bottle's gonna cost like $1 in U.S. money. How much is like a bottle in Korea in U.S. in like United States money? Because that's what he gets paid in, right? USD. So it's like it's not like Johnny Somali is over here like struggling for cash, like insanely. I'm sure he is, right? He's definitely broke. I'm sure he's not making quite as much money. But if he gets a donation of like $3 a night, that one of those dollars can go through a bottle. You get me? It's not a big problem. But it's the fact that he's like turning towards this alcoholism. Hank obviously cares, and like you're not even being straight up with him. Like if everybody else is against you, sure, but like your one friend here is Hank, and you're gonna lie to him? Like, come on,
All right,
dude.
come Hank. Don't the bike. Can you dance with Diddy with me one time?
Well, why are you like drinking so much, man? Come on.
Listen to Diddy with me, please.
See, Hank genuinely feels like he's like concerned about him. I'm not gonna lie.
All right.
I mean, Hank here is just acting like a disappointed father, and this is Johnny.
Yeah, basically.
his only lifeline in Korea. Why would he be actively trying to burn this bridge? I guess he just can't help himself. But the reason I say this is in an interview, they actually admitted that Johnny has ran out of money and Hank is his only lifeline, even though Johnny will still go on and on about saying, oh, I actually have money and I'm not broke.
Legal mindset and these channels.
Listen, he is absolutely broke. There's being financially sound, and then there's being broke. He's not financially sound. There's no way he's like that. He is struggling on a daily basis to get $1, $2, $3 donations to eat and to get food. You know, let's be honest. He can make do in South Korea with not a whole lot of cash. Let's just be real. If you're smart about it, yes, absolutely.
They spread like fake narrative that like I'm penniless and things like this. It's not true, but that I'm destitute and this stuff for me. I've been living an okay life here. You know what I mean? I stay with Hank, so...
Yeah, literally only because of Hank are you living a good life. Otherwise, he would be homeless. Like, having to pay for a freaking hotel would be disastrous. It's not like Johnny Somali over here is helping with rent, you get me? Like, that's stupid. If he was paying Hank's rent, helping Hank with half his rent, I would... Then, you know, and still eating good and all that, then I'd be like, oh, okay, suddenly, yeah, he's financially sound. No, he's not. Shut up. You're bumming it out with Hank. Like, stop acting. You stupid.
I don't really have expenses for living.
But here's the reality of the situation.
I have sacrificed my finances.
Like, even me in my situation, and I've said this openly before, like, I live with Papa Monkey, Mama Monkey. I got my own little studio here. I have a part-time job, and that entire check basically goes to them. And I still consider it myself bumming it out, okay? I'm still bumming it out.
I've actually, like, Johnny ran out of money because they
I keep, of course, enough for me to, like, you know, freaking buy my doggos food, all this, all the basic stuff. But I don't really, like, I mean, you'll get what I'm saying. If I gotta go cup of noodles on every, you know, for the whole month, I go cup of noodles for the whole month. I'll buy me that 24-pack. Ooh!
John refused Johnny to work, so I've been actually providing for him.
He's been helping me a lot. He's been helping me with
Be smart. You got that. If you smart, you buy the 24-pack, or you go to Costco for, like, the same price. You get the 40-pack of the Shin ramen. And then you also buy the $30 shachu pork, and then that for like $50 basically. You got yourself some shachu pork ramen for like a month. Like what a day, right? But like still,
legal fees. And stuff
what else do you need? You don't need more than that.
Yeah.
He's helped me pay for a lawyer and stuff like that, and he's a great friend. Like honestly, I respect him for that. And when I get out of here, a lot of it I do owe to Hank. He's a real man.
Yeah. So. And not to mention that I sacrificed my time and space here, you know.
What's with the what a freaking thumbnail! This is an amazing thumbnail. What's with the freaking Chinese flag in the back? What the is that like a thing? Are they like super pro? I saw them doing like weren't they stepping on the CCP flag at that what place? Or was it an American flag? What were they doing? What was the point? What's the point of the flag?
I mean, the fact that all he says is he respects Hank for that, dude. If it wasn't for Hank, from what we're hearing, he would be homeless. So I mean, the least he could be is a little more grateful to Hank because apparently he was starving before Hank took him in.
And I actually fed him back to health too. He was very unhealthy.
What happened to the light?
Yeah, very skinny.
Yeah, fire the lighting guy.
I was living on my own in Korea. I was very skinny and gaunt, you know. Maybe my diet was not good, but Hank is definitely. People now on the internet are saying I have.
Yeah, so Hank saw Johnny Somali like one of those dinosaurs in Ark where you gotta like when it's like unconscious, you gotta feed it food, you gotta nurse it back to health, and be like, that's right, baby, I got you.
Like,
even tell can be belly rubs.
I mean, Hank has been feeding. I've been on Hank.
W deal, lock in, baby.
Appreciate it.
Oh yeah,
bro.
Yeah, bro. Thank you for not letting me starve. Bro, fist for that
fist
one.
Bump.
But apparently things are so bad that Hank, he's being supported by his family.
I mean, to be fair, okay, let's be honest, alright? To be fair, what the hell is he gonna give? He's got nothing to give Hank right now, right? Now, if he somehow gets out of this and gets home successfully and is able to help out Hank in the future, that's different, right? But
to cut that off,
I kind of get the feeling he's not gonna really leave South Korea.
Johnny.
I risk my family not paying my tuition.
Not only that, bro, you're also risking like actual jail time now yourself.
Help Johnny, because I believe that helping Johnny was right thing to do. Pretty much.
Did he get a ticket?
His mom hates me. Your mom hates me, right?
Yeah. My mom hates you. My grandparents hate you.
And you said, despite all that,
Despite
he's
all
my
that.
friend, and wrong is being done to him, and I'm gonna make sure that he gets out of Korea safely.
Yeah.
This is a real one.
I mean, bro.
Why would you ever destroy
I just don't understand that. Like, I'm just saying, like push comes to shove, I'm pretty sure your moms and all them are gonna like be there for you. I don't think Johnny Somali would be there for you. Push comes to shove. No matter how good, like you could say that even if Johnny Somali was like, well, genuinely loved Hank, like a genuine friend, push comes to shove, I've never been the kind of monkey that's just like hands out trust like that. I feel like most cases, personally, like people that you have been with your whole life, whether it's family, blood related, not related, whatever. I feel like people you've been together with your whole life is always going to be like way deeper of a connection than somebody who you basically just met as an
your
adult.
own life and ruin your standing with your own family over Johnny? This is clearly
You know what I
someone
mean?
who's
I don't know.
only
That's
using
what
it
I've
because he
always
has
felt.
no options left. But that is still not stopping Hank from allegedly pulling some strings to get Johnny a new attorney. But apparently this attorney isn't
Why
from the big
do they
leagues.
keep doing
He
that?
is,
They had a public attorney that they would have to spend $0 on.
attorney. That's about it.
So he's got both a public defender that was originally covering his Eastern District, his Western District case, and a private lawyer, which was on the East, which is now registered in the West. So we're going to talk about this lawyer. So we actually predicted who this lawyer was. We had a leak. Ramsey gave a leak about who this lawyer was. We now know officially the lawyer is Choi Guangho, or Guangho Choi. Choi is his family name. So that is the lawyer that has registered. He is a tax attorney. He
hasn't seen. Wait, first of all, he's a tax attorney. On top of that, he hasn't been inside of a courtroom in 20 years?
Has not been inside a
Hell of a time to dust off the old freaking law book, don't you think?
criminal courtroom in 20 years. Let me say that one more time. He has not been inside a criminal courtroom in 20 years. He is a tax attorney. So what probably happened, and this is something that we said, was this is probably a friend of Hanky Poo's family who got put on this case.
And apparently his entire legal strategy for the deepfake charge has been a complete flop.
His whole big legal talk, his whole big legal strategy was, we're going to settle with Bong Bong. We're going to settle with the female victim. We're going to pressure her. And they wanted to threaten her because she showed the image on her stream as well. But she showed it to show how mad she was about it, being like, this is wrong, right? So he tried to blackmail the victim. And not only did that fail, it literally backfired in his face. When he tried to blackmail the female victim, the prosecutor probably saw this and said, oh, hell no, we're going to double down and give you another one. And by the way, there will be no settlement on that one because it's with the Korean YouTubers that...
He really tried to, like, intimidate her, and the judge just said, no, and just, like, slapped him with another one.
Attacking and threatening with defamation. Remember, guys, Hank and John...
Why do you keep being a dude? Like, just shut up and accept your punishment because you know you deserve it for being a piece of garbage. The more you try to threaten her. You try to threaten your own victim. What the hell do you think is gonna happen?
Johnny had been threatening to sue the Korean YouTubers and myself, by the way, threatening to sue me with defamation in Korea. Do you think that people that you threatened to sue, and you are suing, you literally said you're suing them, you were threatening Dalgoon, you're threatening other people, do you think they're going to come to some settlement with you? By the way, that doesn't even really work in Korean...
Damn, even a threat, I forgot about, yeah, he threatened Dalgoon quite a few times.
Court. Even if they were to say, oh yeah, we agree, they still, the prosecutor could still bring it.
I mean, the issue with Johnny is most of what he says is hot air. Unfortunately for him, the judge and prosecutor might not know that because he's made a bunch of threats and he's said a lot of stupid stuff. So it's safe to say this backfires tremendously on this guy. Because let's be real, all he had to do after he got caught
Any South Korean lawyers in the chat or in the VODs? Do you know is there such a thing as like an act of passion in the legal system like over there in South Korea? Because that's a thing here in the U.S.
Even after making all the mistakes in Japan and all the
As a
mistakes in
legal
Israel,
defense.
and I guess all the mistakes in Korea, once they charged
Like
him,
you could say, like basically you could say that because of like the actions that he was currently taking or doing, he was like messing with people in the public. He was, you know, the treating South Koreans badly. He was a tourist, yada yada. Like all because of all that, this ex-soldier, patriotic soldier, passionately had a problem and had a moment of passion and struck the guy. You know, that you could make that defense in America, so to speak.
formally. All he had to do was shut up.
I don't know if it'll,
apologize,
win you a case,
be
but
respectful,
you could make the
and he
argument.
probably would have gotten left off with somewhat of a slap on the wrist. Instead, he does the polar opposite. He disrespects the judge, the prosecutor, the victims, the people covering it, and the Korean citizens. That's not going to give you any leniency with a judge. I mean, the dude is just playing the worst cards possible.
He really
as a
wants to make as
social
many
experiment
enemies
to
as
see
possible
how
before
the
he
Korean
gets there.
justice system will handle that. But for every day that passes, it seems like the penalty is going to be harsher and harsher. Then to make things worse for himself, apparently, he lost a lawyer.
Just today, we had the public defender step down. Now, that is likely they were actually removed from the case. That means they weren't the ones who petitioned it. It was the court that did it, probably because he no longer qualifies for a public defender. When you have a
Yeah, when you hire a lawyer, I to the best of my knowledge, and this is from like a while ago, because we were like reacting to a different case in South Korea. It's similar to America, where if you like, you either get the public defender or you get a private one. You can't have both.
private attorney, that typically disqualifies you from having a public defender. So it appears that he was disqualified from that.
So now
I don't know
case
how the
will
whole
be
Western
even more
Eastern District
expensive
thing
for
works, though.
Johnny,
That's
or
where it
Hank, depending
completely
on
loses
who's
me.
footing the bill here. And Legal Mindset also issued a correction here saying the attorney has actually been to court 5 times in the last 20 years, or at least 5 times.
Oh, okay.
But apparently he's lost all 5 of those cases. So
Oh.
Johnny has now hired a guy who's gone 0 for 5 over the last 20 years, and he's still acting up during his trial. I mean, by the way Johnny is acting, you would have thought, hey,
that's
you
a
hired
choice.
some big league attorney with this big boy crypto money he has. But the reality is different. And as I stated previously, he's now admitting that it's not worth it anymore. He's banned on Kick. That was the platform he could actually make decent money on, and they're most definitely not going to take him back. And we learned that from Ice Poseidon.
In the long run, do you
Shout out to Kick. Let me get a contract, yeah?
think that is worth it?
I stream hella a lot.
So now Johnny is permanently banned on
I just don't advertise myself like at all, but I stream hella a lot on Kick.
Kick.
On the
He's
daily.
also permanently banned from Patreon apparently, and Airbnb.
I'm permanently banned.
Like, BS aside, if I were to tell you right now, like, top 3 freaking, like, streaming platforms, BS aside, like, I would, like, at the top, I'd put YouTube, and then I'd put Kick in second place, and then it would be, like, a battle between Twitch and, Twitch, and honestly, if X, Twitter, like, it turns out to be pretty solid for streaming, I might even, like, put that above Twitch. And then Rumble at the bottom of all that. I don't even know how X is, I just know that Rumble's at the bottom.
Permanently banned from Airbnb. I don't even know how.
Never having used X, I just know that Rumble belongs at the bottom.
Airbnb.
So it's hard for him to make a living streaming. It's
It
harder for him
sucks.
to collect donations, and it's hard for him to
And I'll
live
keep saying it sucks. Let me upload hour, 2 hour, 3 hour long 4K videos. What the hell's wrong? Like, come on. How can you not handle this?
somewhat cheap, because Airbnb is a good way to live cheap when you're
Like, I can't even get hour-long videos on the freaking platform without them being like 720p or something. Like
long-term staying abroad. So his options here are Hank's Place or expensive hotels. That's tough. But that was the quick Johnny Somali update. I will return home soon, so I'm not recording the next video in the West End Business Center here in Boston. And I'll be back in my studio with my microphone that everyone says looks kind of sus. But hey, it's a whole lot better than the phone. But hopefully, the phone makes do for now. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe.
The phone
YouTube
sounds
thinks you'll
fine,
enjoy this
honestly.
video, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
not bad at all. The phone is totally cool as far as for the
Things are
audio
now-
goes. I'm sure he did a little bit of editing magic to like try to make it sound better, you know? Phenomenal video. Thank you so much for the update. We might check it out a little bit later. I heard that there was something new. He didn't mention it here, but apparently Johnny Somali may or may not have went into or tried to go into court with a very suspicious attire, let's say. He didn't mention it here, so maybe it's a little too it was too early with when this video came out. But I saw something about it. I did save it on the watch later, so we might go over that a little bit later on today. Ayoo, Monodachis! Thank you so much for watching this video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also find links to the videos that we reacted to today down in the description below, along with my Oshi marks. I'll see you in the next video, Monos. Goodbye, and thank you so much for swinging by. Salut!